going back probably near 20 years, I've only maintained, I would say, 3 years or less of formal employment. You know, and don't even ask me how I've survived that long, because frankly, it's none of your business. I'm going to keep it under my hat for a while, you know. Anyway, and you know something? You want to talk about freedom? Well, like I said, the last 20 years I've worked less than 3 years. So that basically left me with a lot of free time. Did some traveling, done a lot of research. I've made a lot of my own little personal discoveries, experienced a number of, I guess what you would call revelations, you know, in my quest for knowledge, answers, and yeah, you know, hasn't been easy over the last 20 years surviving, but I'm surviving, and what can I say? So I don't quite know how to say this to where it's not gonna offend people or make them think I'm kind of nuts, because I actually am very nuts. And well, let me just say that if the entire global economy were to collapse tomorrow, or even the economy in this country, the United States, were to collapse tomorrow, wouldn't fucking affect me at all. Well, it might a little bit, but I ain't all that concerned about it. Granted that this collapse everybody keeps talking about, really, it's going to happen when the powers that be let it happen, so they could, work their schemes out and write all their new laws and create all their new little constructs and whatever for people to go into, and I look at it this way: this so-called collapse that people are all getting all excited about and disturbed about, it's not really gonna happen anytime soon. If it does, it's just gonna be, it's not gonna be earth shaking, or it's not gonna be like throw us all into anarchy and chaos, even though that would be nice. But it's going to be a controlled collapse. The people in the upper echelon are going to just, it's all basically up to them. So, if it comes, it comes. If it don't, it don't. So, and if there was to be any significant collapse, God, that term is so misused, or that adjective is so misused, it's ridiculous. If something drastic does happen, I'll survive. So I'm not really that concerned about it. Okay? I don't have a job, and I'm glad I don't have a job, because it's given me a lot of free time to think about a lot of different things. And the freedoms that I have experienced through joblessness are, well, nothing that most of you people out there can shake a stick at. Okay? Freedoms are for the taking, not for the giving. And those who give you your freedoms can take them back at their whim. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I know there's got to be a number of people out there surviving, getting by like me, but I'm sure there's more people out there who have very similar arrangements. And no, I am not on welfare. I am not on disability like I was once. I don't take any government handouts, no food stamps, no assistance from the state or federal governments. Because I really don't care to go through all the bullshit, all the red tape and bureaucracy and the mind-numbing and tortuous initiations and the crap you got to go through just to get these handouts and welfare and food stamps. Forget it. I don't need it. And, I can take care of myself. I don't have any health insurance, and I don't need any health insurance. In the course over the last 20 years, I've learned a lot about taking care of myself. And so that's another benefit of not having a job, slaving away for that dollar so you can go out and spend it on the weekends and watch football and drive three-wheelers and four-wheelers up in the desert or go skiing on the lake or up in the snowy mountains. I really don't care for any of this shit. I'm into simple, natural excursions, long walks up in the mountains, swimming in the river, shit like that. Going for a little bike ride. Not a motorcycle. I don't own a car or a motorcycle, but I do got a bicycle. Sometimes I ride my bike around. Most of the time I just walk. I can cover 30 miles in a day. Not every day, but you know what I mean. As long as I pace myself. Never really in a hurry to get anywhere. No particular place to go. So those kind of freedoms I know are hard to comprehend for most people, but they make a lot of sense to me. And well, like I said, I'm not going to disclose, at least not for now, how I get by. But take care.